Welcome to the Ohio Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. The presentation is being recorded and will be available within a week at strivescan.com/Ohio. And now I'd like to turn it over to our presenters. And first up is the University of Roehampton.
Thank you, Matt. Hi, everyone. I'm just going to quickly try to share my screen here. Hopefully everyone can see that. All right, welcome. I am Haley with the University of Roehampton. And in case you do not know of Roehampton or have never heard of it, we are considered London's campus university. We are located in Southwest London, so a quick commute from central London via the tube train or via a bus. And we have recently been ranked in the top 10 universities of London, and we have a wonderful history dating back over 175 years currently. Here's just a quick map to show you where we are in proximity to London. So you can see us down in the green building right near Wimbledon in Southwest London. And then you can see where the more famous type monuments are in central London. And just a few fun facts about studying at Roehampton. You can earn a 3-year bachelor's degree with us, which not only saves you time, but money, because you would only have to pay tuition for 3 years to complete your degree. We accept US federal aid, so we do have FAFSA, and we do have a lot of different scholarships available. So I always encourage students to look into the scholarships. And we're very excited that the United Kingdom has brought back the post-study work visa, meaning that if you complete a degree in the UK, then you can choose to stay with us in the UK upon graduation for up to 2 years on a visa provided by the government. And we have very nice, affordable accommodation options, both on campus and off campus. Pretty much the cheapest rent you'll find in London, and it's really nice, and all of the rooms are singles. And we have numerous sports clubs and activities available. I also like to point out that we are SAT, ACT test optional. And just a few more fun facts about Roehampton. We have approximately 141 nationalities on campus, and approximately 10% of our 8,000 student body are international students. So if you're coming from the US to study in London, you would really be immersed amongst mostly UK students on campus, but as well as international students from all over the world. And here's a list of our academic departments. So we have 7, being in arts, business, education, humanities, life sciences, psychology, and social sciences. And just a fun fact, 66% of the research done on campus at Roehampton is considered a world-class standard. And in some of our departments, 100% of that research is world-class. And a quick thing on how to apply, we are on the UCAS. For those that don't know what UCAS is, it can be compared similarly to the Common App here in the United States. And so we are on the UCAS application for our UK schools. And then we also have a free application directly on our website. For undergraduate requirements, we're looking at typically a 2.8 to a 3.0 range. Sometimes it's higher, or we have more requirements for a few specific programs. But for the most part, you're looking at a minimum of 2.8 to 3.0. And the higher the GPA, the more money you could potentially earn in a merit-based scholarship at Roehampton. And then a few of our specific programs do require extra requirements. Currently, it's either an SAT subject test or an AP exam that will be getting updated soon now that College Board is discontinuing the SAT subject test. And then for anyone who is a dancer, our dance programs do require either an in-person audition or a video. In terms of tuition, it is quite affordable to study at Roehampton in London. Roughly altogether for all costs, so tuition, living on campus, everything, it's roughly estimated at $35,424 US. And like I said, we have a plethora of scholarships available, and we are on FAFSA. Here's a quick map of our beautiful Parkland campus in Southwest London. We have a lot of lakes and just open green areas, and we have 4 very historical colleges within our university. So depending on what program you're in, if you live on campus, you would typically live in the same college area of campus, but you can choose to live in another part if you want to. And then just to touch base a little more on accommodation, we have numerous options. Like I said, they are all singles, which is great. All utility bills are included in the main cost, no hidden fees, and there's so many options available. And then to quickly touch base on college life, like I said, we have tons of different clubs, societies, sports even. You can get involved with the student union. Quite a few American students are. There's just a lot going on that you would find similarly to Yes Campus, but you get to experience it in London. And here are those competitive sports. Some of our favorites, of course, are UK football, which we think of as soccer in the US. We even have basketball, boxing, volleyball, tons of different activities available. And we're proud to say that we have a new program, Study Play, with the premier football club, Crystal Palace. So anyone who plays US soccer can look into our Study Play program to play for the Premier Football League. And we are just about at the end now. I just wanted to show some pictures here. And that is it. Thank you all so much for your time.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Next up is American College Dublin.
Hello, everyone. I'm just going to share my screen. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah, and I am an admissions representative from the American College Dublin. Just to give you all a heads up, I will be referring to it as ACD throughout the presentation, so I didn't want to lose you all. So I wanted to start the presentation off with this gorgeous picture of a street in Dublin. If you look towards the back of the picture, you will see St. Anne's Church, and that is the church where the students at ACD hold their formal graduation ceremonies. So there is something for you to look forward to a little further down the road. And then if you bring your view to the forefront of the image, you'll see this street with a lot going on. And I like to say that this is, a really good picture of what Dublin is. There's a lot of restaurants, pubs, stores, little libraries, and there's just a ton of little places to discover and adventure about. And I will talk a little bit more about that further in the presentation. So first off, ACD is an Irish American university, which means that we uphold the standards of accrediting bodies from both Ireland and the United States through the Quality and Qualifications Ireland and then the Middle States Commission on Higher Education. And what this means for our students is that they are able to take a path for them that works for the best as who they are as students. So through the Quality and Qualifications Ireland, you are able to take a 3-year path for your degree, which means that you can graduate in 3 years with, say, an international business undergraduate degree. And then through the Middle States, we have the standard 4-year paths that a lot of, most of US students will take that will involve the classes within your degree and then some electives and extra classes outside of it. So it's really just an option for our students to think about, what classes really fit for them and what path fits them the best. So our small interactive lectures is something that ACD really, we hold it very importantly. So our lectures at ACD are typically less than 20 students, but about a year ago before Corona happened, I was actually in Dublin and was able to sit in on a few classes, and it's more like 7 to 12 students. And this arrangement really facilitates an interactive experience. filled with discussion and debate, and of course, a little bit of Irish wit. But we really want to put an emphasis on this interactive experience. We don't just want a professor to be lecturing you and you're just listening like at your seat falling asleep. We go into breakout groups so you can hear what your peers have to say. And so you're just gathering all of these so many perspectives on different topics, and it's just going to really round out your experience in the classroom. Another thing that it's not just a written lecture. We use videos, songs, anything to really, round out the point that you're discussing in class or anything like that. So Dublin is your campus. As I mentioned before, Dublin is a really great city to explore and adventure around. There's lots to see and lots to do, and we really encourage our students to take advantage of that. Not only that, but Dublin is a great hub and you can get to many other places from Dublin. From our campus, we are just about a 1 or 2 minute walk from the National Gallery of Ireland, and it's a great art museum with tons to see, and it's really a beautiful gallery. So like I said, everything is really at your fingertips in the center of Dublin where ACD is home to. So this is what we offer. So the 3-year bachelor's is through the Quality and Qualifications Ireland. So we offer an international business and liberal arts. And then we have our 4-year bachelor's in international business, hospitality management, event management, and then liberal arts. And then a 4-year BFA in musical theater, performance, and creative writing. Another thing that we're really excited about at ACD are these internship modules that we're doing. So this is a capstone module for those following courses. And we find these so important for our students to participate in because it is an internship in a real environment, in a real business professional environment. So we really want you to graduate and walk out of the doors of ACD feeling as prepared as you possibly can to go out into your real life and, start your careers. So the admissions process at ACD and what it looks like, we really do welcome applicants from every corner of the globe. So because of this, our requirements are aimed at gathering a very holistic view of the applicant. We really want to get to know who you are, not only as a student, but as a person. We want to know what you're interested in the classroom, out of the classroom. We want the most well-rounded image of you that we can possibly get to make sure that you would be a great fit at ACD and you would thrive here. So what we require is a 2.0 GPA verified by a transcript, and then a personal statement. And then the rest of those options are optional. So if you would like to include them, we would be happy to take a look. And if not, that is completely fine. It will not be held against you. Here's the tuition. I'm running out of time. The BFA tuition is a bit more just because of different material and places that you take your classes. And I'll put my contact info in the chat. Thank you all.
Awesome, thank you. And next up is University of Manchester.
Great, thank you. All right, hi everyone. My name is Zanuli. I'm an international officer and I represent Britain's largest single site university, which is the University of Manchester, which was established in 1824. So we have a proud history of innovation and world's firsts, some of which are listed here. So in 1917, we have Ernest Rutherford, who's known for splitting the atom. Then we have Kilburn and Williams, who built the world's first stored program computer. And we have Lovell, who built the world's largest steerable radio telescope. So we have a couple of firsts, and these are just 3 of them. The University of Manchester, we are part of the UK's Russell Group. So if you haven't heard of the Russell Group, it identifies 24 world-class research-intensive universities. Some understand this to be the UK's version of the Ivy Leagues. So we do have a unique vision, and we are proud to boast 25 Nobel laureates amongst our staff and students. And we actually have 2 currently teaching on campus in math and physics. We have a unique vision, and we are proud to also be the top UK university for 2 years running for our social responsibility, which is one of our visions, and also our environmental impact. So taking a look at some of our world rankings, we are ranked 27th in the world, also 6th in the UK, and 8th in Europe, not to mention individual programs which are highly ranked. 83% of our research is judged to be world leading or internationally excellent, which again is a requirement to be part of the Russell Group. And lastly, we are first choice for graduate employers in the UK. So we have several students from different departments doing fantastic work with global companies. Some really exciting ones I found out about just recently were our students from engineering who are working Formula One cars in Monte Carlo, so that's really exciting. And we have regular recruiters, which include Jaguar and Apple, AstraZeneca, which is obviously a really important one for COVID-19 vaccines, Deloitte, some of the biggest accounting and tax companies like PwC and KPMG, and other global companies as well. So taking a look at some of our popular courses for our international students, under our 3 faculties, we have the Faculty of Science and Engineering, Faculty of Biology, Medicine and Health, and then our Faculty of Humanities. We have some popular courses under those. We have popular degrees which are studied at the undergraduate level, so law is one of them. Medicine is also an undergraduate degree in the UK. Sociology and criminology, physics and math, computer science and AI, of course, is booming right now. Politics and international relations and creative writing are some really popular ones. So Manchester is home to over 40,000 students from 160 nationalities, and over 10,000 of those students are international students on our campus. So we have one of the most international and diverse universities in the UK. So the university and the city of Manchester, are some of the most affordable places for students seeking a degree in the UK to go. Living cost and tuition together is at about $40,000 for the University of Manchester and the City of Manchester, ranging from $40,000 to $48,000. And that excludes the School of Medicine because that is, it's a bit of a different experience for medicine. And so when it comes to your career, we offer amazing options for you at the university, not just while you're there, but also once you graduate. So most of our degrees give you the option to integrate a year abroad, also known as the year in industry, or it's called the sandwich year. You might hear it as different, being called different things, but it's a graduate level internship that is relevant to your degree, and that's something that you would do for the entire year. You'll also have the opportunities for summer internships, volunteering, outreach programs, and maybe even a part-time job while you're at university. And Manchester is there to support your journey. So we do have our career services, which will offer one-to-one appointments, so mock interviews, something similar to that, CV help, maybe a list of available internship opportunities. So it depends on the type of assistance you require as you're moving into your career, but Manchester is there to support you all the way. We're located in the second largest city in the UK, Manchester, and Manchester itself has some firsts of its own. It's the birthplace of vegetarianism, feminism, and the Industrial Revolution. The university has over 400 clubs and societies, ranging from anything you might expect, from swimming or debate, or if you would like to join an affinity group, there's a range of clubs and societies and sports. We have an accommodation guarantee for international students. So the best news is all of the rooms are single occupancy. You will never have to share a room during your time at university. You might share a kitchen should you decide to select the self-catered option instead of the catered option where the meals are prepared for you. Some pretty pictures of the campus. And lastly, we have over 500,000 alumni in 190 countries doing amazing work, and we look forward to new students joining that community. So you'll see a lot of information on websites and the prospectuses that you might be able to download from our website. These are all useful, including visiting a university, which you'll have to do virtually, but it can give you a much better idea of what it's like to really study and live there. And it's an important step in the process of gathering information about universities. We work with UniBuddy on our country page, which allows you to connect with current students on our campus. And finally, if you would like to connect with me, you absolutely can do that as well. And my email address is up there, which I'll also put in the chat so you can write it down. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And next up is University College Dublin.
All right. Hey everyone, my name is Kendall. I'm with the University College Dublin. I'm based in New York City, but I work with all of our students in Ohio, the Mid-Atlantic, and the Southeast. My friend Sarah with ACD has already shared a lot of wonderful information about Dublin, but I'm happy to share just a little bit more. Ireland is an incredible country. It is small but mighty. It's a very safe, friendly, welcoming country, often ranked as the world's friendliest country, in the top 10 to 12 safest countries in the world, according to the Global Peace Index. And Dublin is often ranked as one of the best student cities as well. For being such a small country, it is very globally connected. So you have people from all over the world coming to Dublin, not only to study, but to work. Dublin is one of EU's headquarter capitals. So you have companies like Facebook, LinkedIn, Airbnb. They all have their headquarters in Dublin, which makes for great networking opportunities for internships or jobs after graduation. About UCD, we are founded in 1854, so we are one of Ireland's oldest universities. We're not the oldest, but we are one of them. We are actually set just south of Dublin City Centre by about 2.5 to 3 miles, only about a 20-minute bus ride to the city center from campus. But you can see here in my background and on the screen, we look pretty modern. We actually moved to what's known as our Belfield campus in the Embassy District of Dublin in the 60s. So between our size, which is 30,000 students, and our relatively modern campus, we feel very similar to a state school here in the US. Most importantly, we are top 1% of universities in the world, and we are ranked the #1 university in Ireland again. Like I mentioned, we have a really large student body. We have about 30,000 students. And of that group, about 30% of our student body is international, which is pretty huge. As a point of comparison, US universities typically have maybe 10% international students or fewer, but UCD has nearly 30, with over 40% of our faculty members coming from outside of Ireland as well. We have a comprehensive range of degree programs, which I'll touch on in just a second. Like I mentioned, our campus feels very similar to a school here in the US. We have a very traditional style campus that's consolidated all together. Our housing is on campus. We have modern amenities like the gym, the student center, different libraries for academic disciplines, career services, the student life center. We have a wide variety of student clubs and organizations to get involved in. I actually just learned recently that UCD has over 70 soccer teams. That's 70, that's kind of insane. But really, that's to say that if there's something you want to get involved in, that the clubs and organizations are all available to you. That is really an awesome way to plug in, find your friends on such a large campus. We do guarantee all of our international students, first-year students, housing on campus. We have about 3,000 students that live on campus. We are constantly building, so we have brand new residences that just opened, and we are about to add 1,000 more students living on campus in the coming years. Like all of my friends here, our housing on campus, we do have single bedrooms. So it feels more like an apartment on campus where you have your own bedroom, but you share common facilities like kitchen, living room, sometimes bathrooms with probably 3 or 4 other students. But you can live with students from all over the world. So in your flat, you can have someone from Ireland, New Zealand, China. I mean, the combination of where your flatmates are coming from is really endless. We do have a residence life team. So we have RAs that live on campus that really try to build community within our residence halls. So I mentioned earlier, we have a comprehensive range of degree programs. I say A to Z, architecture to zoology. Everything will transfer from UCD back to the US, whether that's for grad school or employment. I would say the only two exceptions really would be nursing and education. But you can see here that we have over 70 undergrad degree courses that range between 3 to 4 years. I would say typically majority of our students are on campus for the 4 years, and they have a built-in internship or a study abroad opportunity. But you can see here the colleges that we have on our campus. I would say that a big difference is we do not have general education requirements. So you're going to apply directly to the major or the program that you want to study. So if you want to be an English major, you can dive in, you apply to English, you dive in straight away, and you never have to take another math class again. Of course, you have the flexibility to take electives, but you can really hone in on what you're most interested in. If that sounds scary to you, UCD actually has a program called the Liberal Arts and Sciences program. It's very popular with our US students. About 25% of our US students start on this pathway, but it actually builds in some flexibility for you where you can try out different classes in different colleges your first and or second year before you actually declare the program that you want to continue pursuing and graduate with. So you can apply to UCD either through our website directly, or we are on the Common App. We get the vast majority of our US applicants. We have hundreds of US students on our campus every year, and most of them do apply through the Common App. And we do focus on academics only. We do have some programs that were test flexible this last year, but we do focus primarily on academics. We have rolling deadlines through July 1st, but I would recommend applying by December 1st if you want to be considered for our scholarships. We have a range of scholarships just for international students that range between 10 to 100% of tuition. About 80% of our international students receive some sort of monetary award. All in, UCD is about $40,000 each year. So that makes us less expensive than going out of state or to a private school here in the US. Importantly, though, we do accept US federal aid, so federal loans you can use at UCD, and we have a team that can work with you through that process. Just want to say thank you. Here is my email on the screen. I appreciate your time today, and I'll pop my email in the chat as well. Thanks.
Excellent, thank you. And our next presentation is from Goldsmiths, University of London.
Hello, everyone. Just gonna share my screen here. All right. My name's Will. I'm the International Officer at Goldsmiths, University of London. I'm based in Brooklyn, New York. But if you couldn't tell by our name, Goldsmiths is located in the great city of London. We were founded in 1891 and have been a constituent college of the University of London since 1904. We have around 10,000 students on our campus, and we have a very international campus. About 35% of our students come from outside of the UK. It's also a very diverse student body. More than half of our students are students of color. We have a sizable LGBTQ+ population on campus, and also a very sizable first-generation population. We also have no large lecture halls on campus. So while you might be very used to some US universities with 200 seats in a lecture hall, you won't find that on Goldsmiths campus. So it is purely seminar style, workshop, and small lectures on campus. We also have 55 research centers and units on campus, either run by Goldsmiths solely or in conjunction with other University of London institutions. And we've also committed to a Green New Deal as of 2 years ago, and we are committing to carbon neutrality by 2025. To that end, we've banned beef on our campus. We have banned single-use plastics and divested our endowment from fossil fuels, among other initiatives on campus. So as I mentioned, we are located in London. We're about 10 minutes southeast of the city center. We have an overground station right next to our campus. It runs 24/7 on Friday and Saturdays. So really great access to all the city has to offer. The campus itself is a single site, so kind of American in style. All of your courses are held inside that yellow dotted line. We have residence halls located both on and just off campus, a college green that you can take advantage of London's sunnier days. They sometimes are few and far between, but also we have a movie theater on campus, a public museum, 24/7 library, and tons of different, pubs, restaurants, coffee shops, music venues, theaters, everything really that you can imagine is in London. Tons of different kinds of cuisine. London is a magnet for immigration, and it's also the economic, cultural, and political hub of the UK. So amazing access for internships and work placements as well. Goldsmiths is among the top 100 schools in the world for the fine and performing arts and humanities, and 8 of our 18 subjects are among the world's top 50. We're extremely well known for our communications and media department, which houses our Screen School and School of Journalism. And we also do really well in art and design. That includes fashion, product, industrial design, and all kinds of different fine art courses. We're also ranked number 21 in the UK for the quality and international significance of our research and citations. And as undergraduate students, you can absolutely take advantage of doing research from year 1. So like some of the other schools that have presented tonight, we also have 3-year bachelor's degrees, and we have programs in 3 different faculties. As you can see, we have around 75 different undergraduate programs, but some popular courses that Americans will undertake are the 2 I already mentioned: media communications, art and design, computer science, psychology, creative writing. We also do politics, international relations, and our undergraduate business programs have been ranked in the top 10 in the UK recently. We have our application on UCAS, which many of us have mentioned tonight, so I won't bore you to tears with details, but we do require a 3.0 unweighted GPA to apply to Goldsmiths. We are test optional for this year and next year, so you do not require test scores as current seniors or juniors. It is a direct application to all of our degree programs, so you apply directly to a program. And tuition and financial aid ranges from around $20,000 to about $27,000 US per year. We do offer international scholarships, and we accept federal loans and plus loans. When you factor in food, transportation, accommodation, visa fees, health insurance, everything that's associated with going to university, the total cost of attendance is around $36,000 to $39,000 US per year, which is less than out-of-state public or private institutions in the US, which can nowadays run upwards of $75,000, $80,000 per year. And our accommodation is both on and off campus. We have mixed gender housing, and we do guarantee accommodation for you in the first year. We have suite style housing, and you'll share a kitchen and living space with some other students, but you'll have your own room with your own bathroom. So a little bit perhaps nicer than what you might be imagining with dorm life, particularly in the US. You'll also have support from our career service, and we offer most of our students, like I would say 90+% of them, work placements and internships during their 2nd or 3rd years. You can also do an internship abroad in the summer. About 91% of our students do find work or enter postgraduate study in their field within 6 months, and nearly 15% of our students do start their own business within 1 year of graduation. So for the budding entrepreneurs in the room, we are opening up a business incubator on our campus this spring. And lastly, there's plenty of time to find clubs and activities on campus. We have over 120 options, including over 20 sports. And with that, I will leave up this screen with my email address and our social media. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you all. We now have some time for Q&A, so I'll invite all of our presenters to come back on camera and respond to this question. What advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we will go in the same order that you presented.
Hey everyone. So for this, if you are in the session, I am thinking that you are looking to go overseas. Most of our schools have, or at least in the UK, have direct into program entry. So you're not looking to go in undeclared or undecided. So I highly recommend just making sure like you completely are aware of that and that you really do some research, ask around. I know some of us mentioned Unibuddy, so you can talk to current students at the schools or even us as reps. Try to get in touch with us, see if you can speak with a faculty member of that program. That way you make sure you're making the right decision. So research, research, research. Thanks.
So I would say don't be afraid to reach out and ask any questions that you have. This can be a very overwhelming process no matter where you choose to go. So just, don't be afraid to reach out. That's why we're all here to kind of help you and guide you through the process.
My tip would be for UCAS. UCAS is not just the place where you will apply, but it's also full of guides for you and another great resource to get information about schools. So if you know you're interested in biology, you can find information about all the different schools that are offering biology right on UCAS.
Yeah, so looking for college is definitely an overwhelming process. There's so many options just here in the US, let alone going abroad. And there's probably a lot of noise too. You know, your friends are probably telling you to go one place, your parents are probably telling you to go to one place. So I don't know if you are like me and like to write things down, but sometimes I find that, making a list is helpful, and really thinking through what is most important to you to get out of your college experience. So as you're going through the process of searching and there's a lot of noise around you, you can always come back to what is most important to you to help really narrow down where you're applying.
Yeah, if you perhaps, in your college search can't manage to do your whole degree abroad, there's plenty of resources to find study abroad for a semester or a summer or a few weeks. Diversity abroad is a great one. So I think it's just important to kind of get out there and leave your comfort zone at some point. So, if it's not in the cards to do a full degree, there's a lot of options for you and a lot of funding out there.
Excellent, thank you all. And our next question is, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus?
Should we go in order again?
Yes, yep, same order.
Sorry, just want to make sure. So at Roehampton, I don't know if anyone listening in is a Harry Potter fan, but in Harry Potter, they basically, all of the houses compete for a house cup at the end of the academic year. We have something very similar across our 4 colleges at Roehampton. I think that that's just a really fun thing to be involved in, and it doesn't matter what clubs, organizations you're in, everyone on campus is involved in that. So it just creates a really cool community and camaraderie.
So we know that as students, if you're coming from the US to study in Dublin, we know how Thanksgiving is a big holiday here, and we don't want you to always feel too far away from home. So we do have an American Thanksgiving tradition at ACD.
For Manchester, it's actually the city of Manchester. There's a lot of traditions. It is very diverse. And one of the interesting events they have is the Italian procession, where the Italian residents will lead a procession through Manchester to City Hall. And it's going to be full of, food and everything that you can think of that's Italian. And I think that's just speaks to the diversity of the city of Manchester.
At UCD, all of the incoming students receive scarves in the UCD colors. So you can wear them to like sporting events. And we have a big match called the Colors Match. It's a rowing tournament or a rowing match on the river with our friendly rivals down the road. So that's always a good time to go to.
Goldsmiths does a lot of different events throughout London in conjunction with the City of London, one of them being the London International Festival of Theatre. We also put on Pure Gold, which is our version of a music festival. But the next big thing might be there. James Blake went to Goldsmiths. So there's always like amazing alumni that come out of our university. So yeah, I think just all the events that we sort of put on throughout the year are really fantastic.
Thank you all so much. So we are just about out of time for this session. So I'm going to say thank you to our presenters and thank you to our attendees. Thank you all for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link with a very quick 4-question survey. And we appreciate any feedback you can provide. This is just one of many different sessions being hosted as part of this college fair. So please do sign up for additional sessions. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as others at strivescan.com/Ohio. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evenings.